All right, today we have some fun games for you. I experimented with a different opening. If you're struggling to sort of get the front foot forward in your Lost Ark PVP games, then this is definitely the video for you. So strap in and we'll go through my sort of thoughts as I was playing, what I'm sort of hoping to achieve, and maybe critically assess some of the mistakes I make along the way. So in this game, we are a Berserker, we have a Sorceress and Shadow Hunter on our team, and we are playing against a Bard, a Deathblade, and a second Deathblade. So lots and lots of just AoE damage, as well as plenty of knockup, plenty of disengage, as well as a Bard. But here we go, straight double dash into the Earthquake, into an immediate awakening. We then have our Sorceress following up with her awakening, and already the enemy team are down to half. They've used some of their shielding that we've chunked through, and all three of them are piled on top of each other, getting chain CC'd, knocked up, damage dealt in like there's no tomorrow. They're forced to use their awakening, and now we have to just pull back a little bit. Just take a second to look at the two sides of the health bars. Ignore that sort of white shield as it just goes away now. Look at the damage difference. How are you going to recover from this? And all we did to achieve this was run directly at the enemy and press our awakening button. Just press R, or whatever your button is. R is for the mobile nerds out there. That's all you have to do. Just get the front foot forwards and enemy teams will collapse. Look at them, all three come out of the base at the same time. Great. More CC, more AoE just thrown at them, holding them together. We get a nice double knock-up into a slam there, as our our sorcerers are just having a field day with these enemies stacked on top of each other, being held in place by me and the Shadow Hunter. So yeah, the enemy team, they're already 4-0 down. They have to kill all three of us and then get another kill to keep going. And they haven't left their spawn area. They're still struggling to. They are not necessarily the worst team either. Like, these guys are doing some decent stuff. Like, as I play against them more, they're not bad players. At least they might not be, but they're not showing us their full potential because they've already mentally left this game. They're down 3-0 really quickly, 4-0 after they try their re-engage with all of their cooldowns and all of their awakenings still intact. And that's still not enough. We're still alive. So they start to doubt themselves more. They start to get more frustrated. They start to just not care what they're doing. They're already sort of thinking about the next game, and all of a sudden we're 6-0 up. We slowly lose some of our momentum. You know, you only have so much health in this game, so we go down to 6-3. Oh no. We have a full team wipe advantage over them, and we've just come back with all of our health and cooldowns. They couldn't beat us on 10% health. How are they going to beat us on 100% health? That sort of cockiness is how we just completely confirm this game. This is the freest win I've had, or one of the freest wins I've had since playing this game, and it literally just came from rushing at the enemy and awakening. I've said it a couple of times now, but that's all it was. Like, this team, it's not terrible. Their comp maybe isn't quite as balanced. They've got double Deathblade, but I've seen people win with worse stuff. But now they're sort of just clumping together for our damage over and over and over. It's got a beautiful little double kill there. Wasn't necessarily mine, but I guess I am critting because I'm in my identity. I'm going to get lifted here by the Bard, but the Bard's alone. We actually sort of stagger the deaths. And look at them come out all again together. It's just free damage for us. Almost every class has AoE in this game. You don't want to be stood directly on top of each other. You want to be peeling for one another. Which, by the way, if you're not entirely sure on what peeling is or how to best achieve it in Lost Ark, we have another video for that, which we'll talk about in a little bit, so don't worry. So into the last 20 seconds here. This is just a glorified, glorified little... I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. This is just fun for us. We don't have to really focus on anything. We're just pissing about. I'm just trying to get my damage numbers up at this point because I know it's over. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to play for stats. I'm going to pad my stats. As our Shadow Hunter nearly died at the end there, but we're fine. So each of us died once. That was it. Again, we just ran at the enemy and pressed our ults. Pressed our awakenings. That's all it really took. And then we just never let go of W, or this game doesn't do that, so we never let go of running at them. However, running at your enemy won't always work. Here we have a Paladin Berserker and another Berserker against my Shadowhunter Sorceress Berserker. I'm going to try and do the exact same thing here. I was like, okay, that worked so well last time. I have a similar-ish comp. In fact, maybe even the exact same comp. I'm going to run at them and try and engage real quick. They spread out, but they re-engaged around me. Perfect. Easy awakening for me. I'll yoink them all in. We get a bit of follow-up from our team. There's another awakening. But we're actually not doing that much damage. And we've taken a big chunk of damage. The Paladin didn't even use much shielding, or hasn't really used any shielding yet. We just haven't perfectly connected. There's the Paladin ult, so now we have to back off. What's happened here that's different is the enemy met our aggression with aggression. Yes, they didn't use their awakenings, but they didn't just try and roll away or run away from that damage. They saw I was awakening, realized that if they left, they would just take more damage from my team, so they slammed into me. While I was using my awakening, while I was channeling it, I took like 30% of my health. The sorceress nearly died during her awakening. And that's made this a really, really close game. So, if you come up against someone who is super aggressive, out of the gate, runs at you, presses their awakenings, shove damage back at them. Use your own awakenings if you can. If you time it better, if two berserkers use their awakening at the same time, the one that does it second is the one that's going to get that pull off. So yeah, definitely sort of reply with aggression if the enemy is super aggressive. Equally, if you are like me and trying to play a more sort of aggressive opener, be ready for the enemy to throw it back at you. Now, I do fortunately get a cute little double kill there. That was just purely my team's pressure forced these two players back, and I happened to be skirting around the edges. I was looking for a pick-off because I knew my team had each other covered, and that sort of worked out in our favor. Shields up, back away, or CC. I should not be throwing damage into this. I hate to see it. I do get the pick, like it works out in my favor this time. But if you see shields come up, especially if it's like a Paladin or Bard awakening, just back off for a minute. Now, this is where I should really be looking to peel for my ally, but maybe I feel like they are done for. I see 3 people surrounding them, so I'm like, I'm going to pick up the health pack. I don't think they're going to survive. I probably should have saved it for them because they are still, or they were still alive. But we are at least able to trade 1 for 1 there. I stopped the Paladin channeling his shield. Don't want him to make sure that his Berserker can survive much longer. I'm going to eat a huge combo here, but I do have my team around me. And this is just a full-on aggressive team fight. Like 3v3, both of us standing down each other. Unfortunately, I hit both of them while they're immune. I should have waited like a split second longer and I would have caught them with that. I double dash towards the health because I think it's going to be there. It's not there for another 5 seconds. For anyone that doesn't know, on this map, every 60 seconds, a little health pack spawns in the middle. So I might run and try and grab that now. I do 65,000 health. Yes, please. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. Yeah, this entire game, we just haven't let out on the aggression on either side. And we've been playing really well as a team as well. I do unfortunately overextend here to stop diving. You're just making it easier for the enemy. Unless you're really feeling yourself. At this point, I'm obviously just after that kill. That's all that's happening here. I spot the easy kill behind me, so I turn around, but my team secure it. We are 1 kill up now. The worst thing I can possibly do is die. So I'm going to get a nice little CC chain off here, dash through him, try and CC some people at a distance, but I'm typically just going to try and remain safe and let my team do the work. They are both kind of low themselves. The Berserker rather goes into his awakening. I am now very low and trying to run as fast as I can. 3 seconds left and I'm able to kite to the very edges of the screen. And we just about win. We just hold it in. So, answer aggression with aggression. If the enemy comes out of the gates at you. If they don't come out of the gates at you, go out of the gates at them. It'll work out for you beautifully. And always, always play around your team. So while this video was largely about the sort of pure aggression, there was another key factor that led me to be able to win these games. And that was working around with my team. That might sound obvious, it might sound easy. However, there is a sort of finesse to working with your team in Lost Ark. A lot of it has to do with peel, and if you don't understand any of that, or if you at least want to see it in action, then you should probably check out this other video we did on it over here.